Welcome back, sports fans, to another NGDL matchup, and this is week 3 of the NGDL, and my opponent is the San Diego Chargabugs, a member of the Green Division, and you might recall he was in my division in the NGDL1, but we are fighting again here, but we're not division mates. Now, this was actually the team that I thought was the best overall draft in the Green Division, but things had not started well for him. He went 0-2 in his first 2 games. Of course, I'm coming off a really big 6-0 loss last week, if you recall. I was kind of swept by Mega Lucario. Hopefully, the Miami Dolphiones and Mega Blaziken could come back here strong. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Let's go get a look at the Chargabugs roster here. So, the Chargabugs have, like I said, I think a really strong draft. He has Rotom Wash, which he bought in the bidding round for $41. A really, really nice Pokemon. I've heard of the Lantern going into this match because it can kind of shut down my Thundurus, as well as obviously be a water type, which can maybe hurt Blaziken. I see the Metagross, it's always a threat. I see a Hydreigon, it's always a threat. Infernape, I'm really afraid of a Banded Infernape going into this match, which can potentially revenge kill my Mega Blaziken. So definitely a lot of threats on this team. That's why I ranked it really high in preseason. I really just think it's still a solid team. So there's the teams we brought. As you can see, I'm debuting Salzbuck. Interesting note about his team, he's not actually bringing Lantern, so that's one of the things that I'm looking at right off the bat that he's not bringing, which I'm glad about. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave with Ninetales after some careful consideration. And indeed, he does go ahead and lead with his Rotom Wash, which is honestly one of the things I wanted to see leading with Ninetales. And I'm just going to go for the Solar Beam right off the bat. I know that there's potential switch-ins he could make that would make Solar Beam not very good, but I decided not to predict quite yet, and I'm pretty confident that I can take a Hydro Pump okay in the sunny day, so I just go for that. He's going to go into Hydreigon, like I said, and that takes that really, really well. So I'm just going to go to my Araquanid now. I didn't bring Assault Vest this time because I really wanted to set Sticky Webs in this battle, but he's going to go ahead and pop off his Z-move right off the bat here, which obviously is always just very momentum changing, so here comes the devastating Drake, and like I said, I was pretty confident in my ability to take a Draco Meteor potentially, but not this, especially without Assault Vest. So he goes for it. I end up living with 23 HP, but that's not enough to avoid getting, obviously, 2-hit KO'd here as he just goes for the Dark Pulse. So I'm like, alright, well, I'm just going to go right into Blaziken here. I actually brought Jolly Blaziken. In hindsight, I probably should have brought Adamant, but I actually brought Jolly Blaziken here, so I'm like, okay. Let's go ahead and just Mega Evolve and go for the Superpower. It'll hit pretty much anything except for the Siglif, which he brought, which was interesting, pretty hard. And even Defensive Rotom is not going to take, this very well. So I do Mega Evolve, I go for the Superpower. Not going to try with a high jump kick again after last week. Maybe not for a little while. Yeah, it actually ends up doing more than half of this thing. Of course, the Superpower's drawback is that I lose attack, so I'm not going to be able to KO. But, that's fine. I do have some switch-ins for this guy. In fact, one of the Pokemon, like I said, the debuting this week is Salzbuck. So going to go into that. I have the Sun up, so plus I have the resistance to water and electricity, so I feel pretty confident about being able to take anything this guy tries to do. He does indeed go for the Hydro Pump, and yeah, I take that really well. Now, I wanted to set up a Swords Dance here on this switch, but I'm like, well, if he Will-O-Wisp, that would really suck. So I decided just to go for the Horn Leech, and then he goes into Hydreigon, and I'm like, well, I have about a 50-50 chance after doing some calcs to KO at this range with jump kicks, so I'm like, let's just go for it. And I get it, and I'm like, you know what, after last week, I really deserve it, so I don't even care. I'm going to be able to take out that Hydreigon, and in comes Infernape, and I'm like, okay, this is where we're going to pop it, man. He goes for that Mach Punch. It doesn't quite kill me. I knew that it probably wouldn't after some calcs, even if the super effectiveness, and now I'm going to go ahead and pop off my Groundium Z. Yes, my friends, Tectonic Rage. One of Salzbuck's new tricks in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is its access to Stomping Tantrum, and I knew that I really, really wanted to pop it off in this match, either against the, Infernape or the Metagross. This was a perfect opportunity. Gets rid of that Infernape, which I was really worried about, potentially revenge killing me at some point, with obviously, the really powerful Mach Punch. So I'm like, that's excellent. Getting rid of that thing is great. So I'm gonna go into Uxie here against the incoming Florges. And I decided to set up the Stealth Rocks, mainly to avoid him being able to potentially live something with, like a Focus Sash. And, yeah, this guy's gonna be a Calm Mind set, so he's going to try to go ahead and go for the Calm Down stretch, which, you know, it's fine. I'm going to go into my Ninetales. U-turn into it, rather. And I'm hoping to get a Hypnosis hit. Now, obviously, Hypnosis is low accuracy, so I'm, like, really praying I can get it off. Obviously, now he's at +2, you know, special. So that's really kind of frightening. I'm just going to go for the Hypnosis. Hope I get it this turn. I feel pretty confident. I mean, I kind of expect this thing maybe to carry Psychic, you know, for Blaziken and all that. So I know that he probably has like a neutral move against me, but it's not stabbed. And obviously I resist fairies, so even if I miss this Hypnosis, I don't think he can kill me, and I can just maybe try for it again. I end up getting it right off the bat, so that's pretty nice. One thing I have been lucky in the NGDL2 is hitting Hypnosis. I'm 2 for 2 so far, hoping that that stays, you know, correct. So gonna go in hard switch into Blaziken. He can wake up this turn, which would be a problem for me, but thankfully he doesn't get the first turn wake. And I'm really hoping I can kill with Flare Blitz here, and this is where it would have been really nice if I was Adamant, because I would have probably, like, I would have definitely KO'd if I was Adamant. But because I'm Jolly, even in the sun, that Flare Blitz doesn't quite take out max HP, max defense Florges, and he's able to KO me there with a Moon Blast, so I did cripple it, though. Losing Mega Blaziken really sucks, but I feel like I can go into Sawsbuck here. It's low enough that I can probably kill with a Horn Leech, and indeed I do. And, yeah, he's just going to go into Metagross now, and I really wanted to actually hit this thing, you know, obviously with, well, that, Stomping Tantrum, which would have done decent damage, but unfortunately he does have the Bullet Punch, so that's going to be able to take out my Sawsbuck, and, yeah, down I go. But I still feel pretty confident. He has 3 Pokemon remaining, and I feel like my Thundurus should be able to wrap things up if I can get some minimal damage here at Metagross. Actually, I just go for a Fire Blast to kill it. So Metagross is gone, and now his remaining Pokemon are his Sigilyph and his Rotom Wash. So he's going to go into it, and I'm really surprised he didn't try to go into Sigilyph here, but at this point he actually said GG to me, so he kind of realized it was already over. He could have maybe, you know, forced another prediction if he goes straight into Sigilyph. I don't know what the set was. Well, actually, he said it was Life Orb, so maybe he could have gotten maybe some Calm Minds up. My plan was really just, if he did go into Sigilyph, to hard switch into my Thundurus, which is what I'm going to do here. I don't want to give this thing an opportunity to Calm Mind. He ends up doing some disgusting damage. Look at this damage he does with freaking Psychic here on my switch into Thundurus. That is disgusting damage. Since when can Sigilyph hit that hard? I mean, I know it has Life Orb, but Jesus. And Sigilyph with that much so strong of a Pokemon, he does some massive damage. Gonna be able to finish it off, though, with a Thunderbolt. So, good game there, Zach. It was fun. I'm sorry to knock you down 0-3. I really do like you. I really wanted to see your team do well. But, you know, 16-game season. You have a shot to come back. It has happened. Stranger things have happened. I believe in you, Zach. 13-0. Make it happen. Anyway, so today's question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite move tutor in any Pokemon game? Now, obviously, Generation 7... well, Generation 7.5, I should say. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon had it, quite a few really notable and really long-wanted, you know, move tutors. And move tutors always been cool in Pokemon. You know, it's kind of always been like the main, you know, selling point of you know, the second games of a generation. And there's usually some really notable moves. And Gen 7 definitely shook things up. As for me, I'm going to actually say Defog is, well, it's almost like a time between Defog and Stealth Rocks, and they kind of go hand in hand. Now, Stealth Rocks has always been a really, really good move, but being that it was hasn't been a TM since Gen 4, there's a lot of Pokemon that probably should have Stealth Rock access, but don't. And I feel like, you know, adding it as a move tutor really does help. I really like that I can get Marowak, Alolan Marowak with Stealth Rocks now. But, you know, Defog is actually slightly more than that. I like Defog as a move tutor move even more than that, because that decentralizes the whole Stealth Rock meta a bit. Because, you know, obviously, before that, it was actually kind of hard to get rid of you know, Stealth Rocks, because both Defog and, you know, and Rapid Spin had pretty limited distribution. But now this has changed everything. This changed everything. Everything in its mother gets Defog, and I think that's a good thing. It's a healthy thing. Stealth Rocks needed more of a check, and Hazards in general, so I think it's cool. But, yeah, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Good day, my friends.